Thanks for tuning in to this chapter of Manchester United's season on Tears of Joy. Please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. The 1-0 win against Ammonia Nicosia was anything but a formality, literally coming down to the very last minute. Next up would be a stern challenge with a somewhat surprising fellow top 4 contender in Newcastle United. After putting in a commanding display against Everton last time out, how would United do at home against a dynamic side? Come match day, these were the starting 11s for both teams. Before the match began, there would be two causes for celebration. David De Gea marked his 500th appearance for the club, and Ronaldo was celebrated for his 700th club goal, which he scored against Everton in the last match. Sir Alex brought out two trophies for the two club legends. Ronaldo started up front, as Rashford was awarded a rest with so many games on the schedule, and Fred started alongside Casemiro, as Eriksen dealt with a minor knock. Shaw started at left back, as he was slowly winning back the starting berth into Ten Hag's 11. The substitutes were full of youngsters, as 17-year-old Mino found himself on the bench. Newcastle's lineup looked strong despite some Maximan and Isak's injuries, with Wilson looking to be a handful alongside Almiron's tireless running. United started the match brightly. Sancho brings it forward before trying to find Ronaldo in the box. The defender just gets a toe on it, and it trickles behind Bruno, who pokes it to Fred. Fred hits a sighter, and it's about what we'd come to expect as the ball sails wide. Newcastle had an early penalty shout as Wilson dribbles into the box. Varane cuts across him without getting the ball, and Wilson goes down, but no penalty. It was a close one, probably should have been a pen, but it was deemed a little too soft. Newcastle had two unbelievable chances to go ahead. Trippier goes for a goal, but the ball bounces off the wall back to him. He swings in a left-footed delivery, and Joelinton is first to it with a looping effort, which comes off the crossbar, right back onto his head. Joelinton nods it back towards an empty net, and it has to be a goal, but the ball bounces off the post this time, and out to Dalot, who clears. No wonder he's playing in central midfield now. It was a back and forth match for a lot of the half without many clear chances. Bruno pings it long for Sancho, who wins the race against Trippier. He cuts inside before playing a cheeky ball through for an oncoming Antony. Antony hopes to continue his Premier League goal streak as he strikes, but Pope does well to close the doors and deny him. And that would be all the big chances in the half. A competitive matchup for sure, and Newcastle should have been ahead with the Joelinton chances, but it was still locked at 0-0 as fans on both sides hoped for more action in the second. United had the ball in the net early in the second. Fred plays the ball through for Ronaldo. He lays it off to Sancho, who brings it forward, before slipping in Ronaldo. Ronaldo shoots, and scores, but it's ruled out for a very clear offside. This was becoming somewhat of a theme for Ronaldo. From the free kick, Ronaldo would get himself involved again. Cher knocks the ball softly back to Pope, and the keeper walks up to it nonchalantly. Pope stands there, not ever touching the ball again, as Ronaldo encroaches. He nips in to take the ball away, shoots it towards an empty net, scores, and receives a yellow for his troubles. A controversial one. It certainly looked odd, but Cher certainly had kicked it, and there was argument to be made on United's side. In the 58th minute, United this time had a penalty shot. Sancho brings it forward and cuts inside, losing Trippier. He then flicks it past the recovering Longstaff, who brings him down. It certainly was caught, no doubt about that. And even with VAR, no penalty. Cancels out Callum Wilson's shout, I guess. Joke. The game remained competitive as there was challenge after crushing challenge. In the 71st minute, Ten Hag made his first substitution, taking off Ronaldo for Rashford. Newcastle's only real chance in the second half came from a corner. Trippier swings it towards the edge of the box. The ball reaches Almiron, who is completely unmarked for him to strike, but the shot skies high. It was all United to close the match, and Fred would find himself in position to become the hero. Varane plays it forward after United stopped Newcastle's counter. Fred plays it wide to Bruno, coming back into midfield. Bruno plays a beautiful through ball as Rashford makes the run in behind. Rashford gets there before Pope and takes it around the flailing keeper. He decides to cut it back as the angle to goal is tight. And it turns out to be a fantastic decision as Fred makes a lung-busting run to get there first to poke it towards an empty net, only for the ball to squirm wide. Oh Fred, that was your moment, son. Newcastle were on the ropes in the final moments of the match. Antony plays it to Dalot. Dalot jukes past the first defender, and it opens up for him to shoot, but it doesn't take the chance for some reason, opting to pass to Fred instead, but sending him too wide where the attack fizzles out. In the 95th minute, it was Rashford's turn to try to become the hero. Martinez plays through the lines for Shaw, who passes it on to Sancho. Sancho inches into the box before laying it off to Casemiro. He plays a delicious first-time chip into the box. The ball lands perfectly onto Rashford's head and all he has to do is hit the target. but yet again the ball ends up wide of the post. What a cross, and what a chance. Oh Marcus, that was your moment, son. And that's how the match would end, deadlocked at 0-0. United had way more shots than Newcastle, 15-9, and more possession as well, but both teams ended up with 2 shots on target. An intriguing but unconvincing performance from both sides. Newcastle had chances early, and United had 2 great ones at the death, but neither side could pull away to grab all 3 points. Rashford and Fred's misses were the clear talking points, as both efforts should absolutely have hit the back of the net. Rashford wasn't in great goal-scoring form, and the only positive was that at least he was finding himself in positions to score. Fred put in a shift in midfield, but it was rather sad that his miss wasn't too far from what fans had come to expect from him in front of goal. Dalot had a chance himself too, but decided not to pull the trigger, much to the confusion of many fans. Ronaldo, disappointingly, was rather invisible again, as a negative trend slowly started to emerge. He looked displeased to have been taken off to say the least, but he really wasn't doing enough to justify staying on week to week. This was how the Premier League table looked at the conclusion of Matchday 11. It would only get tougher for United, as the next match would be against a stubborn Spurs side under Conte. Could United improve in front of goal to come away with a win? Join me here for chapter 14 of United's season. So that's the end of this chapter. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Manchester United content. If you're into FIFA career mode, check out my second channel, Tears of Joy Gaming. Bicycle, hit that like button on the way out. Until next time, peace.